Hello again, everybody, and welcome to episode 19 of opening and going through this Topps 1971 Series 2 Vending Box. We always put something out for luck, and since it's the 19th episode, we're going to go with some of my 19th century cards. And after going through some of these 71s, we'll do a little look and storytelling with some of those 19th century cards. Here are a few of the highlights of what we've gotten in those first 18 grabs out of that vending box. We're shooting for about 15 cards each time, so about a pack and a half worth. On the very top here, I put out some of the nicest condition cards that I think I've gotten. It happens to be all four of the Rod Carews. In that last grab, we got a really nice Gaylord Perry that gets to sit there. Look again, since it's been a while, at the letter of authenticity of getting this. Came from the Larry Fritsch vault. But let's get to it. Let's see what we get today. So we are now into the other side of this box. So on the second half of it, shoot for about that many right there. And let's see what we get today. So it starts out with a Angels rookie card. And we get a red Schoendienst Hall of Fame player from the Cardinals here in his managing days. Looks like a well-centered card. The coins checklist. Nothing exciting. Same back in the day, if I would have got a checklist card, that wouldn't have been much fun at all. Buck Martinez, ended up with a Blue Jay broadcaster career. There's a Bob Tillman, backup catcher. Stan Bonson was a good pitcher for the Yankees and later for the White Sox. Some 20-win seasons. Got a Phil Hennigan, that looks like a pretty nice conditioned card. You had Herman. Good, solid, physically strong catcher. Julian Javier was starting second baseman on, I think, all three of those 1960s Cardinals World Series teams. He's a good defensive player. Bobby Wine. The defensive shortstop. There's Boog Powell playoff card. Coming in to Frank Robinson to greet him after a home run. And a Cecil Upshaw. Looks like a better centered card. Overall, centering has been pretty good. You know, obviously not perfect on these cards, but for as bad as 71s can be, I've been pretty happy with it. And here, as I say that, comes each one of the Cal Kuntzes that we've gotten. This will be the third of them. Third one of them. All have been off-centered quite a bit. Box has been kind of consistent. If one is way off-centered, it seems like they all are. All right, so no big stars in our little draw today. We'll see what we get next episode. But with that, let's do a little switcheroo here. Bring some of these 19th century cards up. Thought I'd bring a few of them out for my collection. And do a little storytelling with it. Slide that nice crew off of there. All right. So let's start with this page over here. So 18, these cards are from the 1880s here. We've got, these were all players on the 1885 winning Chicago White Sox team. And the cards here, we've got, it's an old Judge, King Kelly. They call him $10,000 Kelly because he was the first player to make $10,000. I think it was in a season, $10,000 in a season. Was one of the best players at the time. Cap Anson was also one of the best players at the time. And was one of the better pitchers. John Clarkson. They won, I think they were like 87-25 or something. Some crazy record back in that 1885 season. But the up-and-coming team at the time was the New York team. They didn't have a last name yet. They became the Giants as the season went along. These are some of their Hall of Famers. So actually I should have said too, these are from 1888, these Allen and Ginter cards. Topps made some Allen and Ginter cards of new players a few years ago. You can see the backs. They came in cigarettes, and they weren't just baseball players, so they were, you got pugilists, rifle shooters, billiard players, wrestlers, oarsmen, and baseball players. So those are the backs. You can see the backs of these old Judge. Came in cigarettes. They were basically just blank. Somebody back at the time must have wrote a little something on there. There we go. Saying that King Kelly got traded to Boston. But here's our up-and-coming team at the time, and here's some of these old Judges. This is a 1887 old Judge, Jim O'Rourke, John Montgomery Ward. You got a Buck Ewing. And then some of their star pitchers. Their 85 star pitcher, Smiling Mickey Welch. Call him Smiling Mickey because I guess he never got in any arguments. Always was happy, usually smiling. That's his 1888 old Judge card. He was 44-11 that 85 season, threw almost 500 innings. But then his arm started getting a little sore, and he kind of got overtaken in the rotation by this guy, Tim Keefe. That's a good ones card from also 1888. These cards just have awesome color to them. He also won 40 games that next year, 1886. And then by 1888, this New York team, this Giants team, became world champs. And then on another theme, I'm going to show a little bit of the base stealing champ at the time. This is Sliding Billy Hamilton. This is his old Judge card from 1888, and he's stole over 100 bases. I believe it was 4 times. 1 year at 97. He was super fast, played center field, made a ton of errors, had a hard time catching the ball. Guess he had a really bad arm. So they moved him, it was like the late 1880s. They moved him to left, and they put this guy in center, Ed Delahunty. Later they flip-flop again, and then also in their center field or outfield, and he ended up in center for some time too. After this is an 1895, as was that El Delahunty. This is an 1895 Mayo cut plug baseball card. And at one time, these three were in the same outfield. You had Hugh Duffy, 3 Hall of Famers here. Hugh Duffy, Billy Hamilton, Ed Delahunty. They all played some center field. Duffy did after he was done with these guys were together with the Philadelphia Phillies at the time. And then later, Billy Hamilton also played with another Hall of Famer in the outfield. This is Sam Thompson. This is his 1888 Scraps. card. I don't know if you're going to call it a card, but it's kind of how it came. And it also came in tobacco. You can see a little tobacco stain on the back. But another one from, this is 135 years old, and just look at the color of that card. I think that's just pretty cool. It's the only one of those scraps cards that I have. This is a Sam Thompson. And then the manager, I'll show the manager of this club. Actually, this is the manager back to the New York club that we had over here, was Harry Wright. And that's a tougher card to get there, that Harry Wright, but he's a Hall of Fame manager. There in an 1888 old Judge card. So I think that's about it for show and tell today. Hopefully you enjoyed all these old cards. And we'll see you again next week for episode number 20. Thank you very much.